The past few updates for Minecraft have been absolutely incredible, potentially even some of the biggest ever updates, being the Nether update and the Caves and Cliffs update. However, this non-stop success could actually be the downfall of the next Minecraft update. In this video, we are going to be talking all about it, how this information we're going to be talking about in this video, along with a few other factors, could actually be bad news for Minecraft 1.19. So if you're new around here, everyone, be sure you subscribe for daily Minecraft content and drop a like on the video if you do go on to enjoy it. But without talking for any longer, let's get right into the video. Now, as we all know, the Caves and Cliffs update sadly was split up into two separate pieces, being 1.17 and 1.18, with the second half coming out around November to December this year, obviously resulting in Minecraft 1.19, the next title update for Minecraft, being pushed into 2020 somewhere. There's still a lot of optimism around this update and what Mojang will actually be able to do with it, but I actually think this situation we're currently in could be a lot worse than a lot of us may actually expect. Now, if you do not know what I'm really talking to, I'm obviously talking about the state the world has been in and is continuing to be in, along with the splitting up and delaying of the Caves and Cliffs update, because I think that this will actually have a far greater effect on the future Minecraft updates than a lot of us may potentially know. Just in case you missed it, I want to start off with this. I did a poll on the community tab saying, with the Caves and Cliffs update part 2 releasing at the very end of 2021, when do you think 1.19 will be released? With the majority of people, around 70%, actually saying sometime in the third quarter of the year, being July to September sometime. So that would obviously mean the update, a lot of you do actually believe that it will be released in the second half of the year, but I do think that things could potentially be a lot worse than that. To fully understand what I am talking about though, we have to take a little dive into the history of Minecraft's updates, starting from 1.14, because that is where things begin to get very important, and it's in very recent Minecraft history, so we all should know about it. Obviously, 1.14 was the Village and Pillage update, released on April the 23rd, 2019. Obviously, nothing out of the ordinary. The majority of people would consider it a larger update rather than being a small update just to tide us over. Speaking of a smaller update, this was followed up by the Buzzy Bee update, 1.15, released on December the 10th, 2019. So, altogether, the Buzzy Bee update, considered a small update, was released 7 months after the Village and Pillage update, which was released in April. Around this time, this is what we expected at this point, and it's what we grew to know, receiving a big update and then a small update in the first half and the second half of the year. Nothing out of the ordinary. Let's move on to 2020, which is 1.16, where the state of the world really began to take hold of everything and began to take hold of Mojang. The Nether update was absolutely huge, the biggest update of all time to Minecraft. Some still actually consider this the biggest and the best ever Minecraft update. It was actually released on June the 23rd, 2020, so obviously this was around about 6 months after the Buzzy Bee update, and now looking back on it, it does make sense why we received this small Buzzy Bee update. It's obviously because Mojang was working very hard on the Nether update to get it out on time, to get this huge update out, and obviously things began to change in 2020, because whereas some people were expecting an update at the end of the year, just like we usually do get, it was announced that the Caves and Cliffs update would be releasing in 2021, meaning in the entire of 2020 we only received one update. Do not get me wrong, I'm not complaining, but this definitely broke the usual mold. It's even more shocking when we actually realise that the Caves and Cliffs update, part 1, only half of the promised update, was released an entire 12 months later on June the 6th, 2021. That is an entire year after the release of the Nether update. It is absolutely insane when you actually look back on this. I did not realise the gap between these two updates. And let's not even forget, everyone, this this is only about half of an update, and the majority of the content is still in 1.18, which is still yet to be released in about 5 to 6 months, around November to December, depending on how optimistic you actually are. So when we look back at this, the facts and the evidence start to get quite shocking. 2019 is around the last few updates before the situation the world was currently in, so that is kind of the norm if we look at it. Around 7 months difference between the Village and Pillage update and the Buzzy Bee update. Let's not forget the second half of the year is always the busiest time for Minecraft, preparing the next few updates for the game, Minecraft Live, a bunch of stuff. So 7 months between the Village and Pillage update and the Buzzy Bee update, while they were working on the Nether update, is not too bad at all. 6 months between the Buzzy Bee update and the Nether update is completely insane, but then boom, we all know what I'm talking about, hit the world, threw everything into chaos, and that left a staggering year between the June, obviously, Nether update and the June Caves and Cliffs update. You might be thinking, Jief, why have you gave us this history lesson on Minecraft updates? And that is because a lot of us do not actually realise how bad Mojang have been affected by the state the world is in, and if this continues, I seriously believe that 1.19 could be in serious trouble. We've never really experienced this before, where an update has been split up, and just consider this, we've got half of the biggest ever Minecraft update releasing at the very end of the year. What will this mean for 1.19? Obviously, some may look back at the Buzzy Bee update and say, oh, but we got an update in December in 2019, but the biggest ever update at the time the Nether update released just 6 months later. But let's not forget, that is before the world went into this state, and that is before Mojang was affected by this. So I can definitely understand why some optimistic people are saying it's going to be fine and we're going to get an update in the summer like usual, but for some of us, it is quite scary. Like, as I said, we've got half of the Caves and Cliffs update releasing at the very end of the year. Unless Mojang has already been working on 1.19, we're gonna be in trouble. Maybe if they were planning on doing a Buzzy Bee update style update just to tide us over, give us something in the summer where then it will give them time to kind of regain their strength and come back together and reform, if you will, if that's how you want to phrase it, maybe. But if they plan on doing these back-to-back title updates that are constantly topping each other, and they're constantly the biggest update, no, this is the biggest update, no, this is the biggest update, and then want to keep building and building and building up on Minecraft, the next update is going to be really far away. Let me just say that, everyone. So let me know what you think of all this down below in the comments. When do you think we will see Minecraft 1.19? Are you scared? Are you being optimistic? What do you think it will be, and when do you think we will see it? Go and check out the poll I did on the community tab if you want to leave a little bit of feedback, and if you want to join in on that community poll, obviously, and let me know what you think down below in the comments. That's what the section is for. Let me know when you think we'll see it, why, and what your personal opinions are. But me here, personally, looking at the history of these updates and realising the state the world is still in, I'm really concerned for 1.19. But it's been me, ItzJhief, everyone. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Go and play some Minecraft. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.